Hello everybody and a very good morning. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this, well, sunny Sunday it is here in the northeast. Quite a nice day and hopefully it is nice where you are. We have got lots to come over the course of your Sunday today. I'll give you a bit of a snapshot as to what's coming up, shall I? Of course, a little bit later on this evening, 6 o'clock tonight, we've got Second Chance Sunday. That's 1 o'clock Eastern, where you've got the opportunity to, well, see some deals which you might have missed over the last few weeks and snap those up for a second time. Also at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 9 o'clock Eastern, we've got a masterclass where we are going to be welcoming the lovely Sharon Callis. So do have a look on the website because we've got some amazing deals across the Sharon Callis range, and she is going to be here hosting a masterclass for a couple of hours from 2 o'clock this afternoon. And of course we kick things off right now with Colour Me Happy. Also worth bearing in mind, if you are thinking of shopping with us, as it is a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, we thought we had to do something a little bit special. So we have thrown on for you double point, as they say in French. For those of you that don't speak French, that is double points. I'm not actually sure it is double point. There, yeah, George and Jamie are like, oh, double point, what does that mean? Yeah, double points, lads. Double babbles, Jamie's just said. Jamie and George in the gallery. We've got this new talk back now. It's almost like I've got Jamie stood here going, oh, hey, hey, and I've got George here going, oh. It's really weird. It's really disconcerting. But anyway, the guys in the gallery, very excited about double points, as should you be. So do get shopping. Now, it's Colour Me Happy. Before we dive into everything, let us say hello to the lady who's going to be, well, demonstrating the other side of the show, inspiring you as well, I am sure. It is the lovely Lily. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, actually. Yeah, very good. Yeah,
good.
Fighting fit, ready and raring to go.
Absolutely. Got a jam-packed day, full of crafting, full of lots of goodies, full of double points, which I am loving. I do love a good double point promotion. It's always good. Lots of good products. One of my favourites this morning.
Oh, yes.
Academy of Colour. You know I love this. I get very excited.
Yeah, it is such a great item that you can pick up on the show today. And indeed, we've got the Academy of Colour and we've got the next part of that too. So basically, if you've got the original Academy of Colour and you've not picked up the second part, you've got that on the show. If you know nothing about the Academy of Colour at all, we've got both of those items for you. And let's get the details up on the screen. Lily's going to unbox this for you just a few moments time, but this is quite simply a brilliant item that you need to get into your life if colouring is something which you want to progress with. Maybe you're somebody perhaps who's coloured in the past and is looking to get back into it, but you're not sure where to start. Maybe you're someone who's, I don't know, never coloured before, or sort of not thought about doing it because it's too daunting. There's too much to think about. There's all these different mediums, all these different pens, all these different cardstock, all these different techniques. Where do I start? The Academy of Colour is the place to start because honestly, as you'll see in just a few moments time, you get a box full of pretty much everything that you will need when it comes to honing your skills with your alcohol markers, when it comes to honing your skills with your watercolour markers. And the brilliant thing about this, I mean, the price is amazing. When you see everything you're going to get in this box, when it comes to the pens and the cardstock and the stamps and the binder that you're going to get, this is an amazing deal. But the thing that you guys love the most about this, and by the way, if you have already got this, please fill the comments up with how you're getting on with your Academy of Colour. Let everybody else know why you love yours so much. Tell us about your colouring journey and how the Academy of Colour has helped you. But yes, as I was saying, what you're going to get with this as well is hours and hours and hours of tuition. I think there's over 18 hours now of tuition with our very own Leanne. When you get the box, you'll get a code which will lead you to all of these videos, which you can do in your own time. You can craft along, colour along with Leanne, you know, and hone those skills. You can do it in your own time. If you don't get it quite right the first time, of course, you can go back and start again. And that, for me, makes this a really valuable item. Getting all of those hours of tuition with Leanne, who is the oracle, really, isn't she, when it comes to colouring. For me, that price is phenomenal for that tuition alone. And the fact you get everything else you're about to see, it's amazing. Double points, don't forget as well. Double points, which we didn't have when we launched this. So $77.29 platinum, $101.01. Of course, that would normally be 77 points, 101 points. Double that up when you pick this up today, which I think is phenomenal. Get the comments coming through. I'll say a few of those in just a bit, but let's have a look at the Academy of Colour. I mean, this has been a game changer, Lily, hasn't it, for so many people when it comes to their colouring?
Absolutely, and I think it's brilliant if you are brand new to colouring, perhaps you've never picked up an alcohol marker or an aqua marker before, this is great. But if you're somebody who already does a lot of colouring, like I do, and you want to progress your skills a little bit more, then this is going to be absolutely fantastic too. But let's just dive straight in and have a little look at exactly what we're getting. And with this sort of original box, if you like, you don't just get the box, which we're going to look at first, but you do also get the binder as well. But we'll come to that in just a moment. I have to say, when I first got mine, I didn't realise I was going to get both parts, and I sort of thought, oh, they've sent me two. This is a bit exciting. I've got two of these. But no, there's actually two parts for this, which makes it even better value for money. But let's take a little look at the box to start with, and what you'd expect from Crafter's Companion. Perhaps you've got any of our craft kits before, any of our boxed Sarah signature collections. You know the quality of when we bring you collections like this, and this is absolutely no different. And I love the fact that it starts with that sort of saying your colouring journey starts here, and absolutely it can do. And it's going to progress through those different sort of add-on boxes like the portraits box that we've got on today's show. You can be bringing that journey forward and learning more and more as you sort of start that journey. But we've got our lovely Spectrum Noir branding on the top, and then we've actually got a magnetic clasp which holds this whole box together. And I must say, with mine, there's been a lot of sort of discussion in our lovely group, and that does just remind me to let you know that we do have a Spectrum Noir Academy of Colour group on Facebook. You can ask to join. Lots of inspiration, lots of support on there. And if you've got any questions, Leanne does regularly check in onto that Facebook page, so get your questions in on there as well.
Yeah.
Like I say, so much support, not just with the box itself, not just with the lessons, but outside of all those lessons as well. We're always there to help. But we come to this first layer, and this is almost like the best box of chocolates you could ever get. Chocolates are great, but pens are even better.
No calories.
No calories, no guilt, none of that. And it's not one of those when you've eaten them and they've all gone. This is going to keep going. It's absolutely brilliant. So our first layer of chocolates, if you like, is all of our alcohol-based markers. And these are what we call our duo colour markers. And if I take one out, we can see that we've got two nibs to them, and they're a little bit like tri-blends, but with the two colours on one pen. So both of the colours on each pen are part of the same colour family. So for this particular one, they're part of the DR family. So we've got DR2 and DR4, and the idea is that those two can blend together to give you a two-pen blend to get that perfect shading every time. And then they've got a lovely quality brush nib on both ends as well, so really easy to lay down colour, great for those flicking techniques, and it's going to allow you to blend really, really easily. And we've got all of our alcohol pens, all our alcohol markers within this first layer. You can see they've got a lovely range of colours, so it doesn't matter what you're colouring, whether it's portraits, whether it's landscapes, whether it's animals, whether it's cute images, you're going to have a colour that works really, really well for that. And of course, we do have our blender pen included, which Leanne will teach you lots and lots of techniques and tips and tricks using that blender pen. It is really, really invaluable to have that in there. So that's our first layer. Next layer in our fabulous box of chocolates is all about our aqua pen colouring.
Yep.
So we've got all of our aqua pens in here, and they're the same sort of format and setup, if you like, as with our alcohol pens. So they're this duo colour system. I'm just going to release one of these from here. We've got the two ends, but they are sort of complementary colours rather than shades of the same colour family. And again, they are those brush markers. So you've got that really nice quality brush nib on both ends. And these are water-based, so we can blend these out with water. And talking of water, we also have the spray mister included, two sizes of paint brushes. So you've got your nice wide brush, great for all your backgrounds, and you've got your really fine detail brush, which is perfect for getting into all those intricate fine details of all your stamped images. And then something that's absolutely fantastic, I was using this quite a lot last weekend on some of my colouring shows, is this opaque white pen. Great for correcting mistakes, and also fantastic for highlighting and adding those little touches of light and highlights to all of your images. Doesn't matter if you've coloured them with aqua pens or if you've used your alcohol pens to colour, you can be using that particular pen with any of those mediums. That's layer number 2, but we don't stop there. We come to our third and final layer, and this is a super important one, because this is where we've got all of our cards. So we've got our alcohol marker card and our watercolour card in this nice sort of A5 size, so nice and portable. It'll work with the stamps in the collection, which we'll come and have a little look at in just a moment. But those are the right sort of surfaces that you need to be able to colour with your different mediums. So all of your alcohol markers you'll use, unsurprisingly, on your alcohol marker card, and all of your aqua markers you'll use on your watercolour card. But when you do run out of these, just have a little look on the website. Your alcohol marker card is basically like your Nina, so that's what you need for your alcohol pens. And your watercolour card, you'll find our Crafter's Companion watercolour card on the website if you need to stock up. And then this, you might just think, oh, it's a little bit of packaging, but absolutely not. Do not throw this away. This is your palette. And I always struggle. I always want to call it a palette, and I don't know why.
You always call it what? Palette?
A palette.
Oh, palette.
I don't know why I get very posh when I say that. It's a palette.
Oh.
I don't know where it's come from, but I find it really hard to say palette. And I sound really down. Oh, you've got a palette included.
Palette.
Or
with
a
your
palette.
paintbrushes.
Absolutely. I don't know where it's come from, but I really struggle to say that right. But this is your palette. And it's great for both your alcohol pens and your water-based pens as well. And Leanne shows you lots of different techniques for using this. So make sure you keep this safe. It does help the fact that we've got the Spectrum Noir branding on there, means you're less likely to lose it on your desk, because you know what it's like with things like acetate going astray in all your crafty mess. So it's great to have that included, and lots of techniques for use with that particular palette. Not palette.
Oh, you call it what you want to call it.
Call it what you like.
Palette, please.
Oh, thank you. Ever so generous. So then all of our 3 layers stack together, if you've got them lined up. I don't think that's quite lined up. But all of that, all of those lovely pens, all of those goodies in the box. But like I said earlier, it does not stop there. So I'm going to move that out the way for just a moment. And we also have included this fabulous binder.
Yes.
So this is where we store all our stamps. And within this particular first box, you get 3 sets of stamps. But this is sort of future-proof. So if you are going to go for any of our future upcoming boxes, and we do have the portraits already on today's show, the next one coming next month will be Flora and Fauna. You can see all the lessons that we'll be taking you through in future if you do choose to opt into those additional boxes. But for this particular box, you're getting 3 sets of stamps included, and they're about 8 by 8 inch in size, lovely quality clear stamps, and they've all been drawn and designed specifically to work with these pens, and these go alongside what Leanne will be teaching in the lessons. So she'll be colouring in these exact images. They've all been designed to teach you different techniques, so you'll be practicing shading your different shapes to learn how you add the shading and the light and shade to all those different forms, and then she'll be transferring those techniques onto all the other stamps we've got within this collection. You can see we've got a real range of different sort of genres included in there. I promise you yours will be clean. We won't have used yours when we get I promise you I won't dip into your box. I do have my own. But you do get all these different images that Leanne will be using throughout the lessons. So much included within this collection. Not only all your pens, not only all your stamps and all your accessories, but for me the most important thing in this whole sort of system is the fact that you're getting that tuition from Leanne. And like Ben said, she is the absolute oracle when it comes to colouring. Quite frankly, I don't know what she doesn't know about colouring. She knows so much, and she shares with you all those tips and techniques throughout those lessons. They're really long lessons as well, but if you've only got a few minutes, the brilliant thing is that you can pause, you can rewind, you can rewatch, you can watch at your leisure, which makes it really, really easy. And in your box, you do have a little card with a QR code. Just scan that QR code or type in the web address that's on that card, and that will take you to all those videos, and it's just a wealth of knowledge. Leanne's sharing with you absolutely everything she knows, which is going to help you progress with your colouring. A fabulous system. If you've not got yours yet, what are you waiting for? Snap it up, especially with double points.
Yeah, exactly right. What are you waiting for? And you've seen that you get so much within that box. Honestly, it is such a great idea for you if you want to start your colouring journey. Get this, and like you've seen, it's going to be the first step on a journey which is going to make you the colourist that you want to become. It's a brilliant price today, £77.29 platinum, $101. But remember, double points as well. So that's going to equate to what? Pretty much 144 points, isn't it? If you're platinum, 202 points. If you're shopping in the US and you're picking that up, you're almost moving up a level with one purchase, which is absolutely fantastic. And I truly believe it will be one of the best purchases that you will ever make. A few hellos, because I realise I've not said hello to anyone yet. Suzette Suze is in with us from Prince Edward Island. Melissa Krawczak, have I said your name right? I hope I have. Says good morning, everyone. Hi to Sam McDonald, in from a sunny Darlington, resting after having your gallbladder removed. Wow. Well, hope you're on the mend and you're feeling better. Morning to Jeffrey Langley, who's in. Michelle Franklin, jealous, says hi everyone. I'm sat by a pool in Lanzarote.
Right.
Where was that? Yeah. Where was it? Crafting and Sun, says Michelle. Life couldn't get much better. Melanie D's in Florida. Debbie Cantwell from Michigan. Christine Mahoney's in. Laura Simmons says sneaking in whilst at work in Seattle. Lillian Kwok says good morning. Hello, Lillian. Hello, Suzette Suze. Marlene says good morning, everyone from Florida. We have the fabulous Ben and the very talented and lovely Lily.
Oh, thank you. Yep. I'll take that.
Suzanne Dawn says, hello, crafty people everywhere from a sunny Leicester. And my favourite message of the day so far, keep these coming in, please. Yes, the legend that is Ben Moseby is back in the building.
Legend.
Thank you, Caroline.
The legend is back.
I'll send you the £10. Thanks for that. Keep the comments coming through. As I say, specifically, comments please on the Academy of Colour as well. If you've already got yours, do let us know why you love it so much. And if you feel like you want to, send in some pictures of your colouring. We'd love to see what you've been doing. Maybe, I don't know if you've like kind of documented your colouring within your folder, like befores and afters, to sort of see how you've improved. If you've got any of those pictures, well, we'd love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Send in your pictures and we will show them through the show. Right, let's have a look. What?
Questions. Get your questions in.
Oh, yeah.
Get those questions in. Yeah. Ask away.
Ask away.
Lots of questions.
Yeah. And also, if you are watching, you know, in the exotic location, you know, like we had the lady by the swimming pool in Lanzarote, do let us know. And also, if you've got anything that you pronounce slightly differently as well, like Lily with her palette. Palette. I really like that. So let us know.
I don't know where it's come from.
Palette. The Aperture stamp collection is up first. We're going to have a look at this with Lily right now. $77.94, $89.70 is what you should be paying on this, but platinum price is $47.99 or $59.80. It's a big saving actually across this one, and it's a really, really lovely collection because it's jam-packed with loads of stamps, and what you're going to get in each of these is a beautiful frame. And then you've got the ability then to fill that with another image or indeed the sentiment that comes with it. So this one here is called Wild Bloom. So you've got a world without flowers is like a face without a smile. Aww. Which is super cute. This is your second set, beautiful butterfly aperture. So you've got your ornate butterflies. If nothing ever changed, there would be no butterflies. These are very deep and meaningful, aren't they? Which I think is super cute. You get obviously the frame. You get this one, plenty more butterflies. You've got a couple of sentiments in there too, which is lovely. Then you're going to get the hot air balloons in flight. The sky is the limit. I say this every time I see a hot air balloon on this channel. Something that I really want to do. Have you ever been up in a balloon? No,
and that for me is another mental block. I don't know if you remember me telling you, I always want to call it a hot water bottle.
Yes.
This is not a good show for me today, is it?
No. Get your palette out and do some colouring of these brilliant hot water bottles.
Yes. But no, I've never been up in one, and I'm not sure whether I'd like to or not. Can't quite make my mind up on that.
The basket's bigger than you think. I think. The floral heart next. The sentiment you got that goes inside that says, my love for you grows stronger every day, which is beautiful. You've got all those beautiful different florals to make up that heart. And then again, more stamps to embellish, whether you wanted to kind of, you know, stamp those again, cut them out, fussy cut them out and stick them around your aperture. You could do that if you wanted. Next up is the terrarium. Bloom where you are planted. And then lastly in this collection is the beautiful birds and branches. A little note to say thank you. So it's a really beautiful set. 66 stamps in total you're going to receive there. Smashed down in price, but remember, you're not losing out as far as points are concerned, because what, $47.99, $59.80, you're still going to get those points plus another set of points because it's double points, and that is right across the weekend as well. Also, before we get onto a demo, let's just mention that you need to check your emails, because hopefully you will have received an email right now. It's all about peel to reveal, right? Mine says, what will you receive? Just enter your exclusive voucher code. You'll get a voucher code at the checkout to reveal your discount. Hurry, must end midnight tonight. So double points and discount codes.
Oh, yeah. Was that supposed to happen?
Well, what was that? Ooh. The horse just walked in. Well, I've got the email.
Wow, that's exciting. Yeah. Take advantage.
Do it.
To get both. Wow.
Well, yeah, tell us what you're going to buy. Yeah. Get it in the get on your emails. get your basket full, and then find out what your discount code is. I might have a look and see what mine is whilst we get on with the first demonstration. Which of these beautiful apertures are you going to use, Lily?
I'm going to use, of course, you know, I'm like, love a butterfly. So, of course, I'm going to use the ornate butterflies. And what I sort of want to do throughout this show is show you some sort of techniques that I've learned from Leanne from watching her videos. I'm not going to copy exactly what she's done. I'm going to sort of give my take on what I've learned. And I'm going to use the pens that are within those boxes, but I'm going to use the stamps that we've got on today's show. So just to show you how once you've learnt those techniques in those lessons, you can apply those sort of learnings that you've got to other elements that you've got in your crafty stash, or perhaps new goodies that you're going to pick up today. So all I've done is I've gone ahead and I've stamped out this lovely ornate butterfly design. This is using some of our alcohol marker card that you are getting included in your main box. So perfect for use with all your alcohol markers. And I've used an alcohol proof ink pad. This is one of our Spectrum Noir Finesse alcohol proof ink pads, and you will find those on the website, and that's just a black colour. And something that's really quite special about these stamps is that the aperture and the sentiments are actually separate. So you don't have to have that particular sentiment in the middle. You could be die cutting perhaps a circle in the centre, having a photo behind. You can be using that sentiment separate from that frame. So don't think that it's just the one stamp. What I've done is I've stamped that frame and then I've stamped the sentiment into the centre to give me that full image. But of course you've got that mix and match opportunity with all of the stamps across this range. So it just gives you more options. And I'd like to show you just a few quite simple techniques, but starting off to show you how fabulous this brush nib is, how we can use it for our sort of flicking techniques to get a little bit of shading onto these images. So I'm starting off with this one, and like I say, it is our alcohol markers, duo colour markers, which means we've got two different colours in the one pen. And for this particular one, it's BT6 and BT8. It's the same sort of numbering system. You might be familiar with it from our illustrators, our classiques and our tri-blends, if you've got any of those from the Spectrum Noir range already. So the letters are your colour family. So this is a blue turquoise colour family. And then the numbers sort of denote how dark that colour is, with the lighter numbers being lighter colours even being lower numbers, and the darker colours being those higher numbers. So I know BT8 is darker than BT6. And what we're going to do to start with is we're going to take BT6, which is our palest of the two colours. I'm going to start off with this top butterfly. And all we're going to do is going to lay down colour across that whole image. So all we're going to do is we're going to work sort of in circular motions, just a little bit, to sort of lay down that colour really nice and evenly to give us that smooth blend all over this image. And Leanne does sort of demystify a lot of the perhaps misconceptions you might have about colouring. She goes through all the terminology and she just really breaks it down so you can really learn all the techniques and all the reasons why you're doing certain techniques, why this works, why that perhaps might not work as well. And she explains it so well so that you're going to have those skills, not just to colour in the image that she is colouring, but to also transfer all that knowledge that you've learned in the lessons to other stamps that you've got in your crafty stash, like what we're doing here with our Aperture stamps. And I'm going over the full image a couple of times just to get that full lay down of colour. As you add another layer, you'll get a smoother blend all over that image. And there we've got our smooth blend. And quite often we think a smooth blend is sort of a couple of colours onto there. But what we mean by smooth blend is just the one colour all over our image, a nice seamless sort of layer of colour, but just the one pen tone. Then we're going to bring in the other pen on this, well, sort of the other end of this pen, which is our BT8. And all we're going to do is we're going to start at the centre of the wings, and we're just going to flick outwards. It's up to you which way you sort of find it more natural to flick. I tend to flick downwards, but if you've got your Totally Tiffany rotating design board, then that is absolutely perfect when you are colouring. It just allows you to rotate your artwork. Yeah, absolutely go for that. It's a brilliant one when you are colouring. And rather than sort of trying to twist your wrist in an unnatural position or spinning your cardstock round, you can just use that rotating design board, and that's just going to make your life a lot easier. So all we're doing is we're flicking from the body, the centre of the body outwards. We're leaving the edges of the wings without any of this darker pen tone. We can see that really easily we've started to build up a little bit of shading onto there. Just to show you the same technique with another colour, and these are all pens from that original box that we've just taken you through. So you will get all of these colours included when you get that box home. And this is our PV3 that we're going with, which is our pink violet colour family. And the same technique with this butterfly, we're going around this full image and we're laying down that first layer of colour. I tend to work from light to dark, so I'll lay down that first initial layer of the lightest pen tone in that pen blend that I'm doing, whether it be a 2 pen blend like we're doing here, perhaps a 3 pen blend, 4 pen blend. You don't just have to stick to the 2 colours within that particular pen. You can be mixing and matching your pens, as we'll show later, but I tend to lay down that first layer, that initial layer of the lightest colour, and then I sort of work up the darknesses of the colours. So I'll go then in with my mid-tone and I'll go up to my darkest tone, laying that down last. And same technique with this one, flicking from the centre of the wings outwards towards the edge of the wings. So we've got a darker area of the image in the very centre, closer to the body. And as we move out towards the edge of the wings, we've got that lighter colour tone showing. Very, very easy to get that sort of effect. But what I would like to show you now is how we can actually combine 2 pen colours, so 2 different pens from totally different colour families to get a really interesting sort of rainbow ombre effect.
Oh yeah.
So what we're going to do is going to start off with this PV pen that we've just used, and we're starting off with the lightest tone, which is PV3. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down at the edges of the wings. So I'm going to go up to about just under halfway of the base of the wings. So I'm going to do that on all 4 wings, just laying down the colour at the very edges. So flicking inwards as we sort of move towards that centre section of the wing. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So just colouring in the very tips, and then I'm flicking inwards to about halfway, perhaps just slightly under halfway of all 4 wings, just like so. So just finishing that one off there, and then I'm going to leave that pen to one side. Then I'm bringing in my BT6, so you might think, completely different colour family there. It might look a little bit strange to start with, but what we're going to do is going to flick outwards this time. So we're starting at the very centre of the wings, and then we're just going to flick outwards, just like so. We're not going quite up to the edge of where we've got our purple tone, and it's still looking not very blended at the moment. Then what we're going to do is we're bringing in our purple that we've just added to the edges. We're going to do what we call a little bit of tip-to-tip transferring. So we're taking our darker pen and we're going to fuse that with the end of our lighter pen.
Ooh,
so
clever.
Ooh, I know, spooky. Just getting a bit carried away.
Alchemy here going on.
11:30 on a Sunday morning, why not? So we're going to fuse our dark one onto our light one, and then when we colour with that light one, you can see that we've transferred some of that blue onto the purple. Obviously it's not that perfect blue tone, it's sort of mixed in with the purple, and the more we colour with this pen, we start to flush out that colour, so eventually it will turn back to that purple colour. But it's like creating your own colour, so you can bridge the gap between the blue colour and the purple colour. So it's almost like creating your own custom colours, which is quite exciting. You might look at the number of pens in the box, you think you've got plenty of pens there, but it's endless. When you start mixing your colours, you've got lots of different options. And you can see now if I scribble that pen out, we're back to the pure colour of that purple. And the way to do it is always to fuse your dark colour onto your light colour. That's the way that I find I get the best results from that. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit more blue. And then all I'm going to do just to finish it off is I'm going to take the darker one from each pen blend, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading, just like we did with the sort of 1 colour tone for the first 2 butterflies, just to finish that off. And that's going to add that little bit of shading onto there.
Brilliant. There's lovely comments coming through. Good morning, everyone, says Rachel. A bit late this morning. You're all right. We'll let you be late. It's Sunday. You know, you've got to have a bit of a line on a Sunday.
A lion? What's one of them?
Well, yeah, I suppose. Were you in yesterday?
I certainly was, yeah.
No weekend lines for you then?
Well, I never lie in. Whether I'm here or not, I'm not one for lying. I'd much rather be up and crafting, quite frankly.
Or out running.
Out running, yeah. That was me at 7:15 this morning.
You've been for a run this morning?
Oh, yeah. I tell you, it was quite cold this morning.
Was it?
Yeah, at 7:15. It was a bit nippy. It was nice and sunny.
Autumn's on the way, isn't it, you see?
I know.
It's dedication, though, isn't it? Getting up that early, going for a run, then coming into work.
And I also got a little bit of crafting done before I got in, of course.
Hang on a minute, you've been for a run, you've crafted
and
before you've come to work?
Absolutely. I've got to get a bit of crafting in the morning.
How far did you go running?
4 miles this
Only
morning,
4.
so nothing too
You do that
far.
in about 5 minutes, don't you? Because you're like super
Just
quick when
about.
you go running. 4 miles for Lily's just like, you know, no problem at all.
Got to get home and get crafting. There's
That's it.
colouring to be done.
I'm surprised you're not crafting whilst you're running, to be honest with
Well,
you.
we talked about this yesterday. I'm trying to come up with a plan and I can't quite figure it out yet, but as soon as I get it sussed, I will be doing the 2 at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that we need to see a video of that. I mean, that's extreme crafting. Who were we talking to that about the other day? Like, you know, crafting in really sort of bizarre places. Like, who was it was going on about? Jumping out of a plane with a parachute and doing some crafting on the way down?
Oh, yeah, who was that? I think I remember
Was
that.
that Debbie Robinson?
It may very well.
sounds like the kind
that
of thing
sounds the
she-
sort of thing Debbie Robinson would do, to be fair.
Where's the most extreme place you've crafted, please? Or maybe you've been for a jog and crafted, or maybe you've been up in a plane and crafted. Let us know. Suzette just says, I do have the Academy of Colour and Portrait box. I'm so excited to get started with it. I've just not been able to start playing with them yet, as I'm in the process of decluttering my whole house.
Oh dear.
Wow, that does not sound like fun, does it? Myrna Berry. Myrna, I hope I said your name right. Tell me if I haven't. But you say, I love watching Lee on the show. I enjoy her soft voice as she describes what she's creating.
Oh.
And she says, a few days ago, I received my first order from Crafter's Companion. Such high quality. I was pleasantly surprised at the great price and the value of the product. And the question's coming from Mary, who says, I bought the Spectrum Noir Academy of Colours plus the complimentary box, which is on the show today. May I ask, the stamps that are in the binder, are they included? Because well, it says because ours no stamps. So you didn't get any stamps with yours, Mary. I'd say if you didn't get any stamps with your Academy of Colour, you need to probably
Customer
speak
service.
to customer services, because you should have got stamps with your Academy of Colour. So worth giving them a call and just explain the situation, and I'm sure they will resolve that for you, no problem at all.
The way they come is you get the binder is included, but the stamps are actually in the box.
Yes.
So if you look in the bottom layer, your stamps will be actually in the box, and then you just got to take them out and put them in the binder. So hopefully they will be in that bottom layer. But like Ben says, if not, just give our lovely customer service team a ring and they'll help you out.
Yeah, no problem. They're very, very good, our team.
They're lovely. Yeah.
And hi to Rachel, who says, hello everyone from Brighton Beach, South
Ooh.
Australia. I'm just tuning in after having 7 p.m. dinner on a Sunday night.
Oh, Sunday dinner.
Sunday dinner, yes.
Ooh.
Beautiful. As is your colouring. Look at this.
Oh, thank you.
Marvellous.
So that was our tip-to-tip transferring technique, and then we just go around the image with different colours, repeating that technique. But I want to show you one last little bit on here which does make a real difference. So quite often what we do to finish off our coloured images, and this is something that really does make that artwork pop against the page, is working with a grey pen. You can also do this with a blue pen. We will be doing that a little bit later, but we're using IG2 for this particular demonstration, and all we're doing is we're just going around the outside, round the outside.
Round the outside.
Absolutely, round the outside of our artwork. I'm not being particularly precise, I'm just adding a sort of line of grey all around the edge, and that's going to make it pop a little bit more. But something I like to do when I've got sentiments is I'll give it almost like a faux drop shadow. So I'm almost sort of writing the words slightly down and slightly to the left. So I'm just going round where all this lettering is and adding that shadow slightly towards the left of that stamped image and slightly downwards. So it's going to give you the effect like you've got a actual shadow, a drop shadow on there. You see a lot of people do this when they do the brush lettering, but it's just an easier way. So I'm not having to write the sentiment myself. That's included in the stamps, but by giving it this drop shadow, it really does make it pop that little bit more, just going round. And then something that I do quite often do as well to make it pop even more is I'll go in with my IG5, which is a little bit darker, and then add just a little bit of my IG5, not covering over all of the area that I've laid down with that lighter colour, but just adding a little bit more for even more shading and even more depth onto there. It just makes those words pop off the page a little bit more, makes them look really quite 3D, which I think looks absolutely fabulous onto there. So we'd go around, we'd repeat that same sort of techniques, just using a few different colours for some of the different butterflies, but it is that same flicking technique. So what I've sort of done is I've done two butterflies with the one colour tone, and then next to them I've done sort of the mix of the two. So we've got our blue and our purple, and then the blue and the purple. There we've got those two colours with then the mix next to it, and then those two colours with the mix next to that one. So it just gives you a nice little pattern onto there. And we have used our pen all around the outside, that grey tone, just to give us a little bit of shading. What we've got now is we've got a black matte and layer, and I love using black card from my mattes and layers when I use my alcohol pens. It just really makes them pop off the page and really does make that black line work stand out a little bit more and makes those colours really pop against that white background. So a layer of black onto there. And then what we've got is we've actually got a box. So we're going to create this into a nice box. So we've got a piece of card, about 8 inches square, roughly. And then we're just going to add our panel that we've coloured onto the lid. And the beautiful thing about when you've hand coloured your own images, it's all about making that artwork, all about making your coloured pieces really stand out. So you can go with quite simple designs, but because all that work, all that lovely design is actually within your colouring, you don't need to add a lot of embellishments if you don't want to. You don't have to add a lot of layers. You can keep the design quite simple, but it will look really effective when you've got that hand coloured design like we have here. And then for our side panels of our box, we've got some pattern paper, and this is from the Nature's Garden Beautiful Butterflies. It's one of our older 12 by 12 pads. So if you've got that in your collection, then this works really nicely with the colour tones that I've used for that particular coloured image. And all I've done is I've matted the panels onto some black card to keep that design flowing from the lid through to the sides of the box. And I've gone for a box depth of about 1 1/4 inches. So I'm thinking you could probably get some nice chocolates in here, definitely. Or a nice little gift would be perfect to add into this box. And it is ever so slightly rectangular. One side is just under 8 inches and one side is just over. So I'm just making sure that I've got the right sort of side mat and layer for the right side, so it's all going to fit perfectly onto there. And I'm using my tape runner just for speed. At home I probably use my all-purpose glue, because it does just give you that little bit of wiggle room to get your mats and layers into position so they are nice and straight. And then our final one is going to go onto that side, just like so. And then I've got some red liner tape onto all of my tabs of my box, and I'm just going to peel off the backing and we're going to start to build our box like so. You might have noticed I've got my little sort of colour chart here, so when I colour up my images I tend to make a note of all the different colours that I've used, and it's quite nice to keep as a reference what colour combinations work quite nicely and what you did for colouring particular images. And on that note as well, it does remind me you will find all of the colour charts for all of your different pens, both blank and coloured, so you can colour your own. So you've got that handy colour reference guide for all of your pens, whether it's the original box like we use in here, or whether it's that portraits box as well, or any of the upcoming boxes. And I have to say, I've just got my hands on box number 2 that's coming next month, and oh my goodness, it is stunning. Stunning. Yeah, I got mine just last week, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was like Christmas all over again. Oh, you know, I'm like, for all my crafty things, I get new things practically every day, but every day feels like Christmas. It never sort of gets old, does it? But yeah, new crafty stuff is always good. But lots of new goodies coming. Lots of things to learn with all the different classes, and they've all got a different theme. So obviously we've got the original box that we're looking at the moment, which gives you a really nice overview of lots of different sorts of styles of images, but all of the upcoming boxes are themed. So like we've got our portraits one on today's show, and then we've got things like flora and fauna. We're going to take a look at some of our going to have a look at some of our colour blend pencils later on. So lots and lots of different things coming up. And I'm looking, have I done this again? Have I scored on the wrong side? I might have 2 box lids here. Oh dear. Do you know what? I did this a couple of days ago. But don't worry, we can always squeeze the lid on.
That's it. Squeeze it in.
It's going on. One way or another. Just tell you which way it is easier to do if we do it from the bottom like so. If you do use your Ultimate Pro and you actually use the right score lines, oh no, I think it is right. We are right. I was doubting myself. Lily, you've done a good job. But no, mind you, the other day I did do that, and I was thinking, why is this not fitting? And then I realised that I'd scored both on the box lid side of my Ultimate Pro, and I do that far too often. You would have thought I'd have learnt by now, but clearly not. And then I do love my gems and pearls. I go on about it all the time. Ribbons, lace, gems, pearls, love all my little embellishments. And just to finish it off and fill these corners in, just to draw your eye into the centre of this image where the sentiment is, I've just got a few little pearls in blue, and of course these could be white pearls, and you can colour all of your embellishments using these alcohol pens. After all, they are alcohol based markers, so don't just think about your cardstock and your colouring, think about colouring in your gems and pearls as well for that finishing touch. But how simple in design, but just a few different techniques using those fabulous duo colour alcohol pens, a little bit of tip to tip transferring, but how pretty does that look?
I love it. A kaleidoscope of colour there. See what I did?
Oh, like it.
Yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
back.
Oh yeah. Mary just says, thank you so much for your reply, Ben and Lily. That was about the stamps. She says, I'll give a call at the office, customer service team. They are very nice. I'm really enjoying the show. Ben and Lily are a great couple together for the show.
A crafty couple.
Great crafty couple. Let's have a look at these. So the collection that you'll want to grab if you like the look of that last demo with the butterflies is this one. It's the Aperture stamp collection. 66 elements in total. I think that's a great price. You know, you're saving $17.95, $14.95 if you're in the US, less your 20% if you're a platinum member. And of course, don't forget double point. And I've received the email, hopefully you guys have as well. Check your inboxes. There is the Peel to Reveal email, and that Peel to Reveal email will give you a code. What you do is you go to the checkout, you go, ooh, I like these stamps, I'm going to put these in my basket. Ooh, I'll Peel to Reveal my code, whack your code in, and then you find out what your discount is. I mean, I don't know what it is, you know, I don't know how much it might be, but put that code in and see what the discount you're going to get is. You need to use it before midnight tonight is the only thing that I will say about that. But this full collection that you're going to get, you've got 10 stamps within the wild blooms, all those gorgeous flowers, and your sentiment there. A world without flowers is like a face without a smile. Then you've got the butterflies, the ornate butterflies. This is the one that Lily was just using a few moments ago. What I really love about this as well, on the packaging, not only have you got a really lovely idea as to what's inside, but also an idea of the kind of colours that we think would work really nicely as far as your ink pads are concerned. So again, if you're fairly new, you've got a few hints and tips there as well. That one says, if nothing ever changed, there would be no butterflies. This one is the one with the hot water bottles. Or hot air balloons. Pam Craven messaged to say there's a big hot air balloon festival in Bristol. I think I knew about that. What time of the year does that happen, Pam? If it's not happened, I might pop down this year and have a little look-see. But there you go. You've got all your hot air balloons on this collection. The sky is the limit. Then you've got 10 more stamps in this set, which is your floral heart. My love for you grows stronger every day. Aww. Then you've got the terrarium, which says, bloom where you are planted. I really love that. Nice size stamp as well to pop your sentiment into. And again, you get lots of extra stamps there, lots of extra foliage stamps to help you embellish your project. Then you're going to get the final set here, which is birds and branches. A little note to say thank you. That gorgeous frame. And again, lots of other individual elements there to really make your creation stand out. £47.99 today, $59.80 and double points. Suzanne Dawn says, that looks so sweet, very pretty, Lily, says Christine Mahoney. Gorgeous, says Catherine Batchelor. Pretty box, says Michelle Knits for You. And lovely box, says Adriana Farias. Now, those are proving popular. Something also which is proving super duper popular is our Weekend Super Shaver. Now, this is a great deal. If you have got the Gemini, it's our complete collection, and it's a great time to be stocking up because, as we know, the plates eventually you will need to replace them. So why wait until you do need to replace them and run the risk of us not having the plates in stock? Get them now, tuck them away in a drawer, and they're there for when you need them. In the bundle, it works out that basically you're going to get you're going to get your plastic shim, you're going to get your 2 clear cutting plates, and you're going to get your magnetic shim included too, plus you've got your purple embossing mat. Now, that is a brilliant price for all of that at $38.40 or $60.80. Double points as well. And then if you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, it's a good price, but it's a weekend super saver. I want more. Give me more, I hear you shout. You're also going to get Your metal
Lovely
plate.
noise.
Hey?
Lovely noise.
It is a nice
I
noise, isn't
love
it?
that noise.
Do you actually, or you?
Yeah, I do. I could listen to that all day.
Pardon?
I could listen to that all day.
Techno, says Jamie.
Not sure it's quite techno.
Techno. Break it down. So you've got that which is coming to you for free. That's something I've never done before on air. And to make it even more super, you can tell I've never really listened to techno music. There's no break it downs. Oh, there isn't. That's a very
There is
sad.
now.
There is. Well, yes, thank you, Lily. There is now. Sorry, we've got our resident techno experts in the gallery, Jamie and George. You into techno, George? Oh, yeah. Oh, he likes a bit of techno. Yeah, he does. He says like, oh, I guess so, a bit of techno. Anyway, you're going to get that for free, and you're going to get this for free. Your storage bag to put it all in. So that's why it's been flying out of the door. Really great price for all of those Gemini plates. And again, you can pop them into your storage bag, which comes for free. Double points as well, don't forget. This deal is live, of course, across the weekend. It is your weekend super saver. We are going to head to a short break right now, so don't forget, get your carts checked out. Double points, and if you haven't yet checked your emails before you do check out your cart, check your emails because you will find a code there, Peel to Reveal. Whack in the code and find out how much of a discount you have got. We will come back in just a few moments' time with more inspiration. If you've got any questions and comments, get those in too. And we'll see you in just a few moments' time. Techno.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us.
Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action. Welcome back, everybody. Lots of people checking out their baskets. How great was that ad break? I've not seen the one before with everyone saying, you know, what makes Crafters TV so special. And obviously, it's nice to see, you know, all of our guys. But there's so many faces that I recognise you guys on the advert break as well. It's really cool, isn't it? Yeah.
That one.
It's like, oh, I know that person. Oh, I know who that is. Oh, I know that. It's brilliant. I love it so much. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Almost halfway through, can you believe? And we've got lots more crafty inspiration to show you. Kirsty D says, I've given in. I've bought the Academy of Colour. Yes, great buy. It fell into my basket. Then the discount code appeared. And then it was bought.
Woohoo! Whoop, whoop. That's why we love the discount code.
That's why we love the discount code. And of course, double points as well. And a discount code on top of your discount that you'll get because you're a Club Inspire member. Are you joking me? This is amazing. And if you've bought the Academy of Colour maybe today, like Kirsty has, or indeed you bought it previously, you'll definitely want to get this next collection, which is the Academy of Colour Portraits. We'll get Lee to have a look through this with us. But you're saving almost £15 over $20 today. Platinum price is £27.19, $35.96. Again, double points, and when we launched this, you wouldn't have picked this up with double points. So if you have waited, it's a great time to jump in and buy this. Now, this obviously, Lily, by its very name, is going to concentrate on portraits, that type of colouring. But if we haven't got the original Academy of Colour, for example, do we have to have that to have this box?
No.
Right.
Which is what we want to hear. I mean, why wouldn't you want the original? But if you can only stretch to your portraits box today, this is giving you everything you need to get colouring in those images that Leanne does in the lessons. She does some just exclusively with this box, and then for some of the other techniques she shows you, she does bring in the original box. But if you can only get this portraits box today, you're still going to learn absolutely tons and still have plenty of pens to play with. So should we have a little look inside?
Let's dive in.
Let's do it. So I'm loving the fact that this is saying our colouring journey continues. So remember the first one, it was where our colouring journey starts, but with this one, it's where it continues, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So if you do have the original box, let's be honest, you have to get this add-on because it is fabulous.
Does it remind anyone else of Star Wars?
Yeah. Yeah, Leanne did say that was sort of where they got the inspiration.
Oh, is that
from.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
So that is absolutely fabulous to have that on there. And then we open up the box, and again, this is another fabulous box of chocolates, as always. So we come to our first layer, which contains our pens, and we've got 3 of the Duo Colour Aquas, and we get 6 of the Duo Colour Alcohol markers. And you can see that colour tones are being chosen perfectly for your portrait, so your skin, your hair, and the really brilliant thing is that we've got lots of different skin tones covered within these colours, and Leanne will show you colouring lots of different skin tones within those lessons as well. So lots of techniques that we can be doing with all our skin and hair sort of colouring. So they are again the same sort of pens that we've got with our original box. They're those Duo Colour, either aqua or alcohol, brush nibbed on both ends. With your alcohol pens, they are from the same colour family. So GB1 on this one and GB3 on this one, same colour family, different shades, same sort of idea as the original box with just different pen tones. So of course, all of the pens are completely different to that first box, which is why you need both.
Yes.
And you will need all of the additional boxes as well. You know, once you get one, you know you're going to need them all because you'll see how much you're going to learn from each and every class. You're not just going to want to stop at the one lesson. So that's all of our pens we've got in here. And then we come to our stamps. And the idea with your binder, so your binder comes with your original box, but you can get your, obviously, all your additional stamp sets do fit in your binder, which is absolutely fabulous. So if you do have the original box, these are going to just fit into your binder, and you've got all of the different stamps in here, and I love the fact we've got sentiments as well. So perfect for all of your finished cards, just as that finishing touch. All of these are the images that Leanne uses in the lessons. They've all been designed and hand-drawn specifically to teach you those techniques that you're going to go through in those classes. So those are all included, our clear stamps. And then finally, that finishing touch in the box, we're giving you the watercolour card and the alcohol charcoal marker card just to get you started. So you've got basically everything you need to get colouring straight away with this box. All you need to sort of think about adding is an ink pad, so either a waterproof or an alcohol proof, depending on the medium that you're using, and some sort of a stamp platform. I'd recommend our 8 by 8 inch magnetic stamp platform that you'll find on the website. But everything else you need is absolutely included in the box, which is amazing. Fabulous box, so many different techniques you're going to learn with the accompanying lessons. And again, with this one, you will get that QR code included in a little card inside that's going to take you to that place on the website to see all that educational content.
Absolutely love it. And isn't it great? You know, I think a lot of people chat about skin tones and like hair tone difficult to kind of master. So if it is specifically that you're just after when it comes to your colouring, of course you can buy the box as a separate entity for that price today. Great price. You'll get all of the content as Lily's explained with Leanne as well. So all of that tuition. But of course, if you've got the original Academy of Colour, that's the next bolt-on that you're going to want to jump in and grab. And I love that. I love the little phrase on the box as well, which is amazing. And yeah, really smashed it out of the park when it comes to the Star Wars reference there. Learn to colour, you will. Hoi hoi everyone, says Thea. Did some housekeeping, that's why I'm late. We'll let you off. Michelle says those pens are perfect, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire emojis. So I think that means that they're hot. And Michelle Knits for you says I have this. I've played with it. Are you talking about the Academy of Colour? We'll find out because you sent in some pictures apparently, guys. There's some pictures coming in, chaps. They're on it. We're going to have a look at that. Collection in more detail, but also worth mentioning the Punny Christmas stamps. Now, I want to say that we launched these last week, but it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? 2 weeks ago. You guys absolutely love them. They're so funny, they're so cute, and like we said, it kind of filled, I think, maybe a void in our Christmas launches. If you were looking for something a little bit cutesy and quirky, and you love your puns and dad jokes like me, then this is going to be right up your street. £11.98, $16.68 is the platinum price, so it's still the same price that we launched these at. However, when we launched, you did not get double points. So today is another great day to pick these up, and hopefully, again, if you're watching today on a bit of a budget, this is the kind of thing which I think will fit most people's budgets today. So you get 4 really cute characters. Here's the penguin with his present, with his hat on, and he's ready for Christmas. And look, it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. Penguining, beginning. I'm never going to tire of these. Then you've got the alpaca, all right? So he's got his scarves on, wrapped up to head outside. And his sentiment, baby, it's cold outside, alpaca my scarf. This one's good as well, particularly if you're a canine lover, and if you've got a pug, then come on, you've got to get this one in your life. There's the pug. He's not very happy about the fact that it's Christmas and someone's put antlers on his head and tied some lights around there. Bar humpug. This is Lily's favourite one, I do remember, because she likes the little pea, because he's got little chubby cheeks. 2 peas in a pod there. Happy Christmas, because they're 2 peas, they're happy, and it's Christmas. £11.98 or $16.68 is the price if you want to jump in and grab those, and of course double points with that collection as well. A few of you just chatting about the Academy of Colour as well. I coloured the owl yesterday, love that collection, says Kathy. Rosalind says, will the stamps be available without purchasing the Academy of Colour? I would imagine that those are exclusive to the box, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you do want the stamps, then you will obviously need to dive in and buy one or both of those boxes, which isn't such a bad thing, is it not? Right, halfway through the show, I think we've got another demo to do. Are we going to be doing the punny stamps?
We're going to be using the punny stamps.
You doing the peas?
Absolutely. I'm not actually.
Ah.
I'm going to do the pug.
Oh, of course you are.
The pug.
Yes.
But we're going to start off with a few little techniques with our aqua pens first off.
Okay.
So of course we can do all of our colouring, our proper colouring as I call it, but we can do some of our lovely techniques as well. So I'm starting it off with my peacock blue and our moss, and these are both from your original box, and all I'm doing is I'm just scribbling them down onto my glass mat. You could be working onto a craft sheet if you find that easier. But then what we're going to do is I've cut a piece of our watercolour card just from the box down into this sort of pennant shape. And I'm just adding some water all over using this lovely wide brush, and of course that is included in your original box, and we're just adding some water down onto there. And then I'm going to pick up some of that blue colour that we've laid down onto our mat, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to swipe that across our background. I'm not being really precise or anything like that, just laying down a little bit of colour onto there. And then I'm going to do the same with that green, that moss colour. We're just going to sort of lay a little bit of colour down in these stripes. We're not going into anything particularly intricate or precise. We're just adding a little bit of colour onto there, and we're just going to add a bit more colour, so scribbling down some more colour from the pen onto our glass mat. And because we're working wet onto wet, the colour's going to sort of blend and bleed into each other to give us a really nice soft and subtle background. It's just a really simple technique. How quick is that? I'm literally just messing about with a bit of colour, but it's giving us that background rather than using a pattern paper or something like that. It's always really fun to actually create your own backgrounds using your aqua pens and just a paintbrush, a little bit of water. It's really easy to do so.
Really effective as well.
Isn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got so much sort of texture to it. It just gives you that slightly different effect for your backgrounds. So that's going to be that backing piece. Going to leave that to one side just for a minute, just to dry. How quick and simple was that? But it does look really effective. And then we're going to bring in another of our mats and layers. So this is just a circle design. And what I'm doing is I'm laying down again some of that colour onto our mat. So I'm going with the blue first off. Just picking that up with a really, really wet paintbrush. Then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to flick some of the colour and a few little splats onto there with the blue. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the green. And I'm just going to add a few splats just for a little bit of interest, just to stop it from being a stark white mat and layer, and that's just going to form one of our mats and layers. And again, we're just going to leave that to one side just to dry off.
And Michelle's just asked in the box, she says, so the blue pens are the aqua ones, right?
Yes, the blue ones are your aqua, and then your black ones are your alcohol-based pens, but they do tell you on the pens themselves which ones they are, so super, super easy and simple to follow with that. So that is our backgrounds all done. Then we're going to bring in this gorgeous little pug, and look at his little face. How sweet is he? Just absolutely adorable. And we're going to start colouring him in. So we've stamped him out using one of our Finesse waterproof dye ink pads. You will find these on the website. These are the sorts of ink pads that you want to use when you are colouring with your water-based mediums. And we've stamped him onto some of the watercolour card that we get in the box. Then all we're going to do is we're going to focus on one area at a time. So we're going to focus on his lovely little face to start with. So I'm starting by laying down just some water onto that area, just to sort of dampen the area. I'm not making it absolutely sopping wet, I'm just dampening it down a little bit. And then I'm going to take Desert I'm going to take Desert, or shall I go for a different colour? Let's go for Desert. So I'm taking this pen, I'm laying down a little bit of colour onto my glass mat, the same as what I did for my background, but this time I'm working with my fine paintbrush, which is again included within the box. And I love the fact that you get both of the paintbrushes, both your really fine detail one that we're using now, and also that wide brush that's perfect for the backgrounds, like the backgrounds we've just been creating. And all we're going to do is going to lay down some of that colour. So scribbling the pen onto your mat, and then using your paintbrush to pick up the colour from your mat and laying that down onto our image. And with it being our first coat, we're going with a fair amount of water, so it's nice and dilute. And then as we start to build up the shade, we'll go with less water and more colour, and that will give us a darker effect. So I'm going to scribble some more colour down, and then I'm going to go in and pick some more of this colour up. I'm going to have it darker at the edges to give you that sort of rounded effect to his face. So what Leanne will do is Leanne will teach you at the start of the classes how to colour in different shapes. So you'll practice on things like cylinders and circles. And what it's all about is when you've got a different stamped image, it's sort of breaking that image down, working out what sort of shape it is. So for this particular one, I'm applying the sort of techniques that we learned when we were colouring our spheres, and I'm applying that same technique of having you darker at the edges, that highlight in the centre of the image, just to shade this. And you can see very quickly we're starting to build up a little bit of light and shade onto there just by adding that darker pen tone at the at the edges. So at the edges, to get that darker tone with the same pen, we're going in with less water, so it's less dilute, so it's going to give us that stronger colour and darker colour around the edges. And how quick and easy is it just to add a little bit of shading onto there? Super, super quick to do. So that was shading by adding our colour onto our mat, then picking that up with our paintbrush. But something else we can do is we can actually colour directly onto our image, straight from our pen onto our stamped image, and then we can use our water to actually blend that colour out. Now it's easier to blend if you pop your colour onto your mat first, but it does work if you do want to add your colour directly onto your image and then take your paintbrush, damp paintbrush, not sopping wet. So what I'll tend to do is I'll dip it in my water and then I'll dab it off on some kitchen towel. Always useful to have plenty of kitchen towel just to the side of you when you are doing your colouring, just to make sure you don't add too much water to your stamped image and flood the image. But you can colour straight onto your image, then use your paintbrush to just blend that colour out. And as the layers come to dry, if you leave the layer to dry and then you go back in and add more colour, you'll get more sort of a stronger, darker image onto there, and it will give you more depth. So I'd carry on with the same sort of techniques just to speed it up. I've got one that I've already done earlier, and it's the same sort of techniques, how cute is he, that we've used all over the image. So I've used chocolate for his ears and his muzzle. And then I've used that colour that I went in to start with was our desert for his face. And then I've gone in with the lights. I've used tawny for his antlers, and the lights are being coloured using the same colours that we use for our background. So that's the moss and the peacock blue.
Okay.
And all I've done to finish this off is I've actually added some glossy highlights to the lights on his antlers, and you will find the glossy highlights on today's show.
Buy one, get one half price.
Oh, it's a good price on those. Definitely one to pick up and add to your basket, because they do give you that lovely finishing touch on all of your stamped images when you come to add a little bit of detail. So that's going to be our main focal image, and we've just fussy cut around the edge. But we're going to bring back in our card base now. So we've got a 6x6 inch card base, and then we've got a matte layer of white going onto a slightly larger layer of black. And what we've done is we've just gone around with one of our Spectrum Noir art liners. We've added a little bit of faux stitching all around the edge of this piece, just to draw the eye into the centre a little bit more and frame that quite nicely. And then we're bringing back in that piece that we created at the top of this demo, using our aqua pens, a little bit of swiping across this tag shape, a really easy background to create, but it's just going to give us that extra little bit of interest onto our card. And of course the colour tones match with the colour tones that we've used for the lights on his antlers, so everything will be matching beautifully. And that's the brilliant thing about when you are creating your own backgrounds using your pens, you can get everything matching and coordinating, which always just gives you a really nice professional touch to all of your makes. And a little bit of tape runner to the reverse of that, and then we're going to add that into the centre of our card base. And then this piece where we did our splats a little bit earlier, we're going to bring that in next. I'm going to raise that up with a few foam pads just to give that a little bit of lift and lift that off from the background and make it stand out that little bit more. So I'm using, of course, my Crafter's Companion foam pads that you will find on the website. Just a few onto the back of there, and then we're going to raise that up into the centre of this sort of pennant shape. That looks about central to me, central enough anyway. And then we're going to bring in our lovely little pug that we've coloured using our aqua pens. So I'm going to raise him up again with some of our foam pads to really make him stand proud and stand out against our backing piece. So a little bit onto the back of that, and then just peeling the backs off of our foam pads, and then we're going to add him onto the centre of our circle that we've just added on there. And then to finish it off, they are the punny sentiments, so of course we're going to have to use one of those fabulous sentiments, Bar Humpug. Isn't that just absolutely fabulous?
I love it. I just wish he'd cheer up a little bit. It is Christmas.
He does look so mardy, doesn't he? You can tell he's just not happy.
No.
But isn't he? He's so cute. I do love him, and I love all his antlers and his lights, just ever so sweet. Such a fun image. But of course you do have to use the sentiments. I think it's a little bit of a rule that you've got to get your sentiment onto there. And I think we're going to add that. Oh, wondering where we're going? Let's go about there. I'm going to add our sentiment on, or do we have it hanging off the edge? Do you know what?
Ooh.
Decisions, eh?
Yeah, on the
let's
sides,
go for that.
Nice.
So let's peel our tape off. I'm changing my mind as usual. Let's decide where we're going to have that onto there. So we'll need a piece about in the middle like so, and then that should stick us nice onto there, just like so, to finish it off. But bar humbug, using our aqua pens, creating our background, stamping our image and colouring that using our pens. What a fun card using your Punny Christmas stamps.
Absolutely love it. And again, the great thing is, I've so many things to, well, actually not so many things to remember, quite a few things to remember. Double points which you didn't get at launch, and also don't forget that code. Don't forget that code. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check your emails. We've got a peel to reveal. Peel to reveal, my love. And what you do is you open your email as a code, whack your code in. And I don't know what the codes are from too, but everyone's going to get a different code as far as I understand it. Well, there'll be different codes out there. You'll get one of those. You whack it into the discount code box when you check out, and you'll get a nice little discount. So double points. With a 25% saving, less another 20% if you're platinum, which you know the majority of you are. Then you add on your discount code as well. I mean, who knows what that price is going to come down to? Yes, and you're going to get double points. And what do points make, everybody? Prizes. Get this collection. It is super cute, super fun, and there will be somebody in your life who will love to receive a card with one of these characters on. You've got the penguin. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. He's super cute, or he's all ready for Christmas. He's quite happy that it's Christmas. He's not. Is he? He's not. Not that bothered. Bah, humpug, which is the pug, obviously, with the lights and the antlers on. Cheer up, mate. Might never happen. It already has. I've got antlers and lights in my hair. Then you've got the peas, 2 peas in a pod, which is Lily's favourite, the cute little... I mean, great again, the artwork's amazing. Who ever thought that you'd say, that pea is so cute? That's not a sentence I thought I'd ever say. You know what I mean? But that pea is super cute. They both are, and they're ready for Christmas. Happy Christmas. And then lastly is the alpaca. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca me scarf. That's a lot of fun. Launched 2 weeks ago. Double points, which we didn't have when we launched them. So definitely think about picking those up if you haven't already. Now, I have purposely not looked in the bags to my right-hand side because these are left over from the Anne Cartload on Thursday. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to look in them, and I will get the genuine sort of surprise when I look into these, as we're going to do right now. So this is Leanne's Everyday Papercraft Surprise Bag. What I will say to you again here, I'm going to sound like a broken record. As far as I'm aware, there wasn't double points on this bag when we launched it on Thursday, and also, of course, you didn't have that discount code. So it's worth £132, $157. We just, you know, sort of blasé, take off £98 or $112. Then we give you your discount. So you're getting £130, $150 worth of £28 or $36, less another discount which you'll find in your email box, and double points. But what's in the bag? What's in the bag? We are giving it away, Jamie. We are. From the Enchanted Dreams collection, I won't fully...
So just any glitter, Ben?
Sorry, I'm a bit thrown by that. From the Enchanted Dreams collection, maybe I'll just open up the top and just tip it a little bit. You've got your chunky glitter, which is beautiful. Go on, Josh, get in there. Get in there, mate. Go on. Get right in. Go on. Whoa, look at that. Chunky glitter. Not that close. Oh, whoa. Back up, mate. Whoa. There you go. So you've got your chunky glitter. Didn't spill it this time. Oh, put the top on, Ben. There we go. So that's included. What else have we got in here? Well, we have got... we've got one of our entwined hearts cut and embossed folders, which is a maze. You've then got the shaped words friend die. So these are super cool because they actually cut your card out in that shape. That one's friend. From the Masquerade Ball collection, you've got this beautiful Ready for the Ball stamp set. Looking all right already, you're thinking yourself, £28, $36, that's pretty decent. Well, it gets even better because then from our Spiral Pop-Out collection, you've got the spiral florals. They're super clever and give you that element of wowability when you open up your card. Then we've got another cut and embossed folder. That is the Provence frame. That's included. You're thinking, hang on a minute, there can't be much more in here. Well, there is, because we're going to give you a beautiful selection of vellum as well. That is from the Knitwit collection, isn't it? That's included. What else is in here? You're also going to get the Vintage Diary stamp set. This one is called what is it called? Perfectly Parisian. You think, well, there can't be much more in there now. With all of that, come on, seriously, what's going on here? Well, there is, because you're also going to receive the Have a Lovely Day stamp set with those gorgeous florals in, and that's amazing, isn't it? For that price, absolutely phenomenal. But we're also going to give you box. Right, hang on a minute. Right, box 38, the pop-out scene craft kit. These are $24.99 on their own, aren't they? Right? Look at the price. These are $24.99 on their own. But that's not all you're going to get, because I'm super duper excited. The next item in this bag, these are like hen's teeth. They're that rare. I've only, I think, ever seen one of these once before. Last year, I think, when we launched these. You've got your Crafters TV drinks cup there. I mean, literally, I think I've held one of these maybe once or twice in my hand before. That is also included. Are you do you know what? I've just got a cup of coffee in there. I might. Do you know what? I'm going to do that.
Don't you dare.
I'm not going to do that. Never seen her look so sternly at me there.
We all want one of those. You're not having it.
Very feisty over there. Right, I'm doing as I'm told. What a buy that is, though, for £28 or $36. Again, what I would say to you is, if you've got any elements of that bag, then keep the ones that you don't have, pop the rest into a present drawer, give them away as a friend, keep the mug, obviously, and just enjoy that amazing deal. As I said, great deal. Today you've got double points, and today you've also got a further discount code off that on your email, so you won't even pay that price. Snap that up like it's going out of style. That is phenomenal. I love that mug. And then we've got another bag. This one is Christmas themed. Details coming up here. So again, this is £147 worth, $182 worth. Look at the saving that you're making. Look at the price that it comes down to. Think about the fact that you've also got on top of that your discount code. This is phenomenal. So, Vintage Snowman, we're going to give you the 24-piece mixed card set. So you've got your 6 colours and 4 sheets of each. That beautiful pearlescent finish, and also glitter cardstock included in there as well. Next up, these are great. You've got the Christmas cracker message reveal die. So that one, again, you can pop a little message in there, maybe a little gift card if you like. So that's included, 9 dies in total there. Then on top of that, you have got the beautiful Mary and Joseph stamp set. So again, beautiful for creating your own cards and backgrounds. Again, if you like doing your mixed media, that is amazing. The reindeer collection, luxury embellishments in here, assorted gems and velvet ribbons. I think I've seen that collection maybe a couple of times previously. I know it was super duper popular, but oh, has it?
Well, we've pretty much all we've got left. Yeah, it launched last year, just flew out.
I want to say that I've seen that maybe once.
Yeah, it was barely on at all. You guys absolutely lapped up. So to get those included is fabulous.
You've also got in there your beautiful baubles. That's a really cute stamp and die set. Again, we give you ideas on the back of there as to the kind of colours that you might want to use. Then you've got your really cute character tags, the gingerbread man, so gingerbread wishes. Really cute for making your own tags this Christmas, or bookmarks, that kind of thing. You're thinking there can't be much more for £28. Well, there is, because you've then got this beautiful Christmas Eve cut and emboss folder. On top of that, if you love the reveal dies, you've got your Jolly Santa. So once again, you can pop your gift card in there. You can have a really cute message pop out with Santa's hat. You're thinking, come on, you're joking me, £28, there's not more. There is, because we've got another one of those beautiful stamp sets, the Vintage Angel. We've also got in there the fantastic Rooftops of Light stamp set. That is included, where you can build up your own scene. And finally, I mean, I can't believe this, Leanne has surpassed herself here. You've got your A Christmas Morning Edgeables collection. So that, again, allows you to build up that amazing Christmas scene. Look at all of that. I mean, how many elements? 3, 9, 16, 30, 31, 37, 55, 64, 70, 73, then you've got 97. I mean, there's if you count all of those individually, nearly 200 elements in that bag. But what a buy for £28 or thank you, George. £28 or $36 is incredible. If you resisted yesterday or maybe Friday, resist no more, because you've got double points, and if you check your emails, you've got that discount, that peel to reveal discount as well. What are you waiting for? Please don't miss out on those. We're going to give you opportunity right now to check out your baskets, and whilst you do that, I'm just going to have another look at this great. Oh, she's giving me the eye again. I'll put it back in the bag. Head to the checkout. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it.
Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome back. I didn't use the cup in the end because I was told I couldn't, but just to let you know, if you like those bags, if you like the idea of them, we are heading towards limited stock on those, so do move very, very swiftly. And one thing also just to say, which has proved really popular over the course of the last week or so, I can't remember when I was last in. I want to say we launched these. Oh, did it? Not last Friday. Friday before last.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, because that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Who was I having an argument with about that the other day? Oh, Charlotte. Yeah. Well, the use of like next Sunday and this Sunday. Yeah, because.
Okay.
You agree with Charlotte?
Oh.
Ah. So if you were to say, like, next Sunday, yeah, it's the next Sunday coming, but she meant next Sunday as in the Sunday after. It was all anyway. This launched the Friday before last, not last Friday, and it proved so popular. I mean, I don't really need to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because you guys know the answer to it because you bought it. But why did so many people get so? Because you know, to look at it, it's just a load of cardstock. But so many people got excited about the size of this, didn't they?
Yeah. So in the past, all we've had when it comes to A3 card, the only option that we've had is our Centura Pearl. And you know, I love my Centura Pearl, but sometimes you want something that's not got that pearlized finish. You want something you can stamp onto, you can ink onto, you can add your own colour, something that's going to be great for your construction, for your card bases, if you want to make larger cards. That is what we've been asking for. All those craft experts have wanted A3 multi-purpose card for a very, very long time, and to finally have it is very, very exciting. As you guys at home know, we've all been stocking up. You can do your larger cards, so you can do like your 8x8 cards from that cardstock. You can do your larger construction projects, so your boxes is going to be perfect for. But as well, if you're just using it for cutting it down into smaller pieces, of course you'll get more from that one sheet, so it does work out really good value to be using your A3. But of course you can't always use your A4. Sometimes A4 is not big enough, so you need your A3. Don't need to tell you guys at home that you've all been lapping it up. You know it's an absolute crafty essential, so definitely grab yours, or a few, as I might have done.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Grab it now, because I just truly believe this is going to be one of those items that is going to be out of stock, and then we'll wait ages for it to get back in, and then you'll be trying to get more and it's not there. So get more than you need now and stock up on it. £10.39 platinum price, $15.99. Double points on it today as well, so it is a great time, you know, when we have these events, double point events, to stock up on your consumables, things that you don't want to run out of, because you know you're helping yourself by picking up double points on all of them. So get that in your basket. Something else which you might want to go for as well is a really favourite stamp collection of mine, which is the Illustrated Animal Collection. I remember when we launched this last year, it might have even been the year before, I can't remember. I remember we launched this, but I can't remember when. Do you know what I mean? Because we had Sarah K. who designed them.
Yeah,
she was sat over there, and she was like doodling away and doing some colouring. These are really cute, right? £75, $85 is what you should pay. You're saving 75% on this collection today. £17.60 is your platinum price, or $20. And where these are really clever, and what I love about them, is like the artwork is like phenomenal. Obviously, the artwork is amazing. You're going to get sentiments with all of these as well, but you also get, I think it's immediately obvious on the boards, but you get a die with each and every one of these. And whilst normally when we give you a stamp and a die, it cuts out the whole image, this just cuts out sort of like a portion of the image, helping you to get like a 3D effect. So in the case of this beautiful owl here, you've just got the ability to be able to cut out the wing and the head there to give you that sort of lift, which I think is a really, really cool thing. That one's called You're a Hoot. I didn't make that up, that's exactly what it's called. You've then got your giraffe, which is called Born to be Wild. And once again, all right, Jamie, he goes, you're having a giraffe, mate. Once again, you're going to get the die to cut out the main focal point of your image there. You've got Stand Tall and Born to be Wild. Then you've got the elephant here, and you know what I'm going to say? What am I going to say? It's got one of my favourite sentiments, which is just here, and it says, without love, life would be irrelevant. that should be in the punny stamps range. It's great. Once again, the die will cut out the elephant's head and trunk and ears. You've got the unicorn, of course, in there as well. Believe in yourself. So nice to have, you know, those sort of more sort of fantasy creatures in there too. And then lastly, in this set, you know, it wouldn't be a set of animals without a beautiful butterfly. Again, really nice size stamps these. If you have bought our Academy of Colour or any of our pens recently, actually, you're going to love getting to grips with these. They all come with their own sentiments. It's 25 elements that you're going to get in total. And as I've said, don't forget, you will get a die with each and every one of these images too. 25 elements for £17, $20. That's a great price today for that lovely collection. And we're going to have a look at this with Lily right now, and I think I can spy. Are you colouring the giraffe?
No.
Oh.
Unicorn.
Oh, unicorn. Shows how bad my eyesight is.
Yeah, get yourself to the opticians.
Yeah, you better.
Anyway, we are doing the unicorn that's definitely a unicorn and not a giraffe.
No.
And we're just going to show you a few little techniques of colouring the mane and then colouring one of the clouds. We're going to start off with her beautiful mane, and what we're going to do to start off with is we're taking some of our alcohol-based pens from the original box, your Academy of Colour. And we're going to start off with DP1. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this onto the lower section of the mane, so just colouring round. We don't need to go right to the bottom, we don't need to fill out all of that area. I'm going to bring that colour up to around about where this curl within the particular mane is, and we're just going to flick upwards around there. So it's just probably just under half of the actual mane that we're colouring in here, just like so. So going round with our pen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our PV1, so our sorbet, and then we're just going to flick downwards. So we're going to start to sort of bridge those two colours together. So a little bit like we did with our butterflies earlier, but with these being sort of closer pen tones, we're actually not doing the tip-to-tip transferring, we're just flicking those pen tones into each other like so. And then we're going to go in with our PV2, which is a little bit darker, and we're going to start to flick our colour into that first pen tone that we've laid down to start to add in the dimension. And then we're moving up to another pen, so our PV3, which is darker again. And as we're going up towards the roots, we're getting darker each time as we move towards that top of the mane. And we're flicking downwards to blend into the lighter colour underneath. And then finally our darkest pen tone is at PV4, going in right at the top of the mane, at the very roots there. Then we're going to flick outwards into that lighter tone underneath. And then at the bottom, we're bringing in our DP3. And we're going to have that at the very bottom of the image and just around this curl here. We're thinking it's probably going to be casting a little bit of a shadow to the mane underneath. So we're adding a little bit of the darker tone around there. And then the roots, the very base, the tips of the mane, we're just adding this colour in. And we're just flicking upwards as we move into that lighter pen tone to start to blend those two colours together and to give us that blended look. If you feel it needs a little bit more blending, just go back into your lighter pen tone and just blend those colours out a little bit more to get that smoother blend transition onto there. But you can see how easy it is to create that ombre effect with two different colour families, giving you a really nice blend onto that mane. And of course you could be using lots of different colours. You could be doing a rainbow coloured mane if you prefer. That will give you a fabulous result, but that's just the sort of technique that you'd be using to do that. Now we're going to have a little look at the technique that we'd use for the clouds, and I'm starting off with IG2, which is our Ice Grey 2. It's the palest grey that we've got within the original box, and all we're doing is we're focusing on one cloud at a time with a colour around the edges, and then as we move into the centre, we're just going to do a little bit of dotting just to add a little bit of texture into the cloud to give it almost like that fluffy-like appearance. So dotting into there, just like so, and then we're coming in with our slightly darker tone within this particular pen, which is IG5. We're going to add this around the edges of this cloud just to add a little bit of extra depth and shading onto this particular design. And then as we move towards the lighter colour, we can do a little bit more dotting just to keep that texture in that image like so. And then to lift it a little bit more and give it a little bit more interest, we're going to bring in our IB1, so a totally different colour family, different pen. And what we're going to do is we're just going to dot that over certain areas that we've already coloured, not all over, just a few little highlights of our blue to give us that extra tone onto there. Gives it a little bit more interest, makes it look a bit more realistic by adding in that different tone onto there. So just a couple of techniques on that stamped image. Be repeating similar techniques all over that stamped image to build up the design just like so.
Oh, wow.
So all we've done is we've just used the two grey tones for the actual unicorn himself, the same purple tones onto all of these flowers, and then the leaves are CG3 and CG1. And then what we've done to finish it off is that technique that we showed earlier with the butterflies of going around the edges. We've done that same technique, but this time with our ice blue, just to finish that off, and it really does make it pop off the page. But the same techniques just repeated all over that image. Then to create this into a card, what we're going to do is we're going to take a matte layer of purple, and it's just picking out the colours that we've got in the mane. And we're going to add our matte layer just underneath our stamped and coloured in image. And you can see on the reverse, our pen does come through to the other side of the card. That's completely normal to have that happen. That sort of shows that the pen is moving in the fibres of the card, which is absolutely what we want. We want the ink to go through to the other side rather than bleeding outwards. So that's completely normal to have that onto there. We'll leave that to one side for just a moment. We're bringing in our card base, and it's a 6x6 inch card base, but what we've done is this front piece, we've trimmed it to 2.5 inches. So we've got like this front flap, so it's not a complete piece at the front, and it's just going to give us a little bit of added interest to our card base. Rather than having sort of a regular fold, it just gives you that little point of difference when you come to put together your cards, and just makes it look a little bit more special. And we've taken some pattern papers from the Sarah Signature Enchanted Dreams 12x12 inch pad. Again, same mats and layers of that purple card, and then we've got another piece, obviously a little bit smaller, to go on this front flap of our card base, just to have that flow between that back panel and the centre panel of our card. So we're going to add that flat onto there, just like so, and then we're going to take our stamped and coloured image. And we need to remember that we only want double-sided or whatever adhesive we're using on this bottom section. If you find it easier, just turn it over and add a little pencil mark of sort of how far up you can add your adhesive, because if we were to add it all over the back of this piece, we'd end up basically sticking our card together, and it wouldn't be quite a card if it didn't open. So we just want adhesive onto this bottom section, and I'm using some of my foam tape for that added bit of lift and to make our topper really stand proud from the card base itself. So we're going to add that onto the bottom, just like so. And then finally, just to finish it off, we've got one of the sentiments from that stamp set, Have a Magical Day. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape onto that corner. I'm going to have it overlapping our image ever so slightly, just to give us a nice finishing touch onto there. So I'm going to add that onto there. And then the final finishing touch, a little bow, just tied with some nice organza ribbon. Got some detail on the bottom right, so just to balance on that top left, I'm going to have that ribbon bow just stuck onto there, just like so. And something a little bit different in terms of our card fold. We've got our different fold of card using that cutaway element at the top, using our illustrator stamps, illustrated animal stamps even, with our pens from that original Academy of Colour box. But it just goes to show a few techniques you can use with all your stamps in your stash.
Gorgeous, absolutely love that. £17.60 is your platinum price today. $20 if you're shopping in the US and you're platinum as well. Just have a quick look at these, and don't forget you do get the dies with each and every one of those stamps. Nice to see that a few of you have checked your emails as well. Like Linda just says, I've just checked and I have my code. If you do have a code, which you should have, make sure you use it before midnight tonight, because if you try and use it tomorrow, you will not be able to use it. Deborah says, hi everyone from sunny Lancashire, been watching quietly, enjoying Lily's colouring whilst chillaxing today after a long MRI yesterday evening. They're never fun, are they? So Deborah, hopefully you are okay. And Sil Sparky says, haha Ben, I'm drinking from my cup now. This cup. She says, ordered both bags on Thursday, arrived on Friday.
Wow.
That's the kind of service we like to hear about. That is not bad at all, is it? And yeah, that is super speedy service. If you want to pick up these stamps and dies as well, great deal on them today. So you've got your little owl in there. You're a hoot. And no, that's not an owl, is it? No, that is a pigeon.
That's a pigeon.
Thank you. Someone always points that out. He's like, every time there's an owl, he always goes, oh, and it's a pigeon, not an owl. Well, that's a giraffe, Ben. I'm getting all muddled up now. Born to be wild. Oh yeah, that wasn't a pigeon either, was it? What noise do owls make?
Twitch woo.
What?
Twitch woo, isn't it?
No. Well, they just
woo.
Twit. Woo. Anyway, there's a giraffe. I don't know what noise they make. What noise does it? I see in the gallery there. They go, oh yeah, what noise does a giraffe make? Oh, I don't know, mate. Then you've got your Google. That's not going to help, is it? Elephant. Then you've got the unicorn. Neigh. They neigh, don't they? They're like horses, aren't they? Yeah, probably a bit more magical than a horse, you know, because they are magical creatures, obviously. And then lastly, your beautiful butterfly. Flap, 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 flap. It's a noise they make. Welcome to the world, that one's called. £17.60, $20 is the deal on that. Lots of you loving that last demo as well from Lily. If you're loving these stamps, by the way, if you're loving all the pens that we've got on the show too, then you might want to jump in and grab this collection, which is the Hint of Classique collection. So when we launched the Hint ofs, we brought out these beautiful stamps too. The price on these today is laughable, really. Like, I mean, pocket money prices here, isn't it? If you have, you know, if you've hit your budget this month, what budget? I hear you cry. But you know, if you think, oh, I can't spend any more. I mean, you can stretch to these if you're wanting some beautiful stamps to colour. £8 HE Platinum or $11.20, double points, and it won't be that price either because you'll be able to use your discount code if you haven't used it already. These should be £48 or almost $60. This one's called Sending Happy Thoughts. So with each of these, you get a beautiful image to be colouring in. Again, extra stamps that you can then maybe fussy cut and layer over the top of your main image, use as embellishments elsewhere if you want, or indeed, you know, just use them completely separately, and you'll also get those different sentiments included too. This one is called Have a Lovely Day. So once again, a really nice big focal point of that flower. You've got a couple of those images to colour, and some wonderful sentiments to work with as well. Have a lovely day, just for you, and wishing you a lifetime of happiness. Next up is the bunny. Look at the bunny! Some bunny loves you. Super cute. And again, you know what? If you've picked up the Academy of Colour, particularly like the portraits collection as well, with the colours that you've got in there, they'd work really nicely with the fur for your little bunny there as well. You've got some flowers and the thank you sentiment in there too. Then alongside that, this one is called My Cup of Tea, which is that beautiful tea set with Tea-rific and My Cup of Tea included. Next is the beautiful butterfly and floral spray, which is called Kindness Changes Everything. Sending you lots of love, great love, lovely butterfly, lovely floral bouquet that you're going to get in there too. And then lastly is Seize the Day. Oh dear, seize the day. Anyway, you're going to get the seahorse and you're going to get the starfish. And that beautiful sentiment which says, dream higher than the sky and deeper than the ocean. All of that is 39 elements in total for £8 HE, $11.20 is a cracking price, and certainly not going to break the bank. Now we're going to go back to the Academy of Colour where we started actually this show. It is on today for you, again with a great saving, £52, $70. There's the platinum price. What I would stress again to you is that you're going to get double points today, which you wouldn't have got when we launched this, and also check your emails because you can get a further discount off that price with our peel to reveal on the emails. I don't know what your discount will be. Let us know, by the way, if you have used your discount, what discount you did get, because I'd be very interested to know on the old socials on Facebook or YouTube, but use that to get a further discount off the price that you're seeing on screen. If you're new to us, or maybe you've not heard about the Academy of Colour before, this really is all about helping you become that colourist that you want to be. You've got everything you need as far as the hardware is concerned within the box, and then of course there'll be more Academy of Colour sort of bolt-ons which will be launched as we go through the months. But the genius about this, of course, is that you've got all of those online tutorials with Leanne, who is the oracle of colouring. You'll get a QR code which you scan, which will open up a world of digital crafting with Leanne. I think there's over 18 hours worth now of those lessons, and that, Lily, really is, I think, why so many people have jumped in. You know, whilst the product here is amazing, to get all of that tuition with Leanne that you can do in your own time, I think is priceless, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's one of those things, education is sort of what we all look for when we come to do our crafting. We can get all lovely crafty products, but we want to know how to use them and how to get the best from them. And by getting this Academy of Colour, you get all the hardware, but you also get that education as well, which is absolutely totally invaluable, let's be honest. So let's have a little look at the hardware to start off. So if you've just joined us, we're looking at the Academy of Colour main box, and included you have this box. You do also have your binder that we'll look at in just a minute, but within the main box we come to our first layer, which is all of our duo colour alcohol markers. So on each pen you get two different ends different colours but from the same colour family, so you have a darker and a lighter, and on both ends you've got that lovely quality brush nib that allows you to lay down that colour really easily and smoothly, and gives you the ability to do all your flicking techniques and lots of different techniques with that lovely quality brush nib. So our first layer is our alcohol markers. We come down then to our second layer, which is more sort of concentrated on your aqua markers. So you get the aqua markers included in there, again dual ended but complementary colours on the different ends rather than the same colour family. And then something that's totally invaluable, which is that opaque white pen. Great for adding your highlights or even correcting mistakes, you can use that for. We also have our spray mister and 2 different sizes of paintbrush, and you will have seen on that Punny demo earlier how important it was to have the 2 different sizes of the paintbrush. And then final layer, you have your palette or palette, if you was there for the top of the show, our palette. And we also have both our alcohol marker card and our watercolour card as well. So you're not having to source the card separately. Of course, when you do run out, you will find our Nina card for your alcohol markers and our watercolour card on the Crafters Companion website. But that's everything we get within our box. But of course, it does not stop there. If we move that to one side for just a moment, you do also get included within this collection your fantastic binder. Lovely quality again, as you'd expect from us here at Crafters Companion and Spectrum Noir. And this is all about storing your stamps. So within this particular first box, you get 3 stamp sets. So these have all been designed with the lessons in mind. These are the stamps that Leanne will be colouring in those tutorial videos. She'll teach you all the different techniques when it comes to shading these images, both with watercolour and with your alcohol markers. So to have all that beautiful artwork that's been designed specifically to teach you all those techniques included, as well as all your pens, as well as all that additional hardware, and then the completely invaluable education. It's an absolutely fantastic, comprehensive collection of goodies, of crafty goodies, lots and lots in there. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it is. And again, there is still time to tell us why you love your Academy of Colour so much. If you've already got it, then get in touch on the socials and tell us why you love yours. Or maybe you bought it for somebody as well. Cynthia just saying, my granddaughter is homeschooled. I bought this for her to use for her art class. I cannot wait to see what she can do, because that's a great point as well. You know, this is for everybody, really, whether you're 7 or 107. This is a really, really brilliant product for everybody to improve their colouring with. And of course, this is the original box that you can get right here with all of that tuition with Leanne, of course, as well. And then if you love that, we've got the portraits box on the show too. Before we get onto another demo with this, we are going to get the vote going on the demo of the show. So let's get all the projects lined up, and then you can get your vote going. Keep forgetting it's Sunday, so of course later on we will have the demo of the week vote as well, and demo of the month.
Ooh,
demo of the month.
Off.
There's a great project up on the top shelf that you might want to vote for later. The old, get a second. We'll talk about more about that later on. Let's get the vote going for the demo of the show though, Lily. What you got?
So we've got our first demo using, even better if it's not upside down, using our ornate butterfly stamps and our alcohol pens. That is demo number 1. Demo number 2, we went a bit more fun and funky with our lovely little pug. That is demo number 2. And then demo number 3, using our pretty unicorn and those alcohol pens. That is demo number 3. So 1, 2 or 3, get those votes in.
All right, so 1, 2 or 3, get voting right now for your favourite on the demo of the day.
Show even? Demo of the show? Not
demo of the show, rather. Demo of the show. So I was thinking about the demo of the month. We've got a vote for that coming up for you later on as well. Demo of the month. Right, okay, let's go. Let's get back to some crafting. Have we got time to squeeze in one final quick demo in the last 10 minutes?
Let's
what
do
are you
it.
going to show us?
A few techniques. Right, let's bring in our duo cut aqua markers. So what we've done is we've taken some of our stamps from that Seize the Day set that Ben's just been showing us, your hint of classics. And what we've done is we've taken a piece of watercolour cardstock, And it's quite hard to see, but what we've done is we've heat embossed in white all over this piece. We've stamped some of the images and we've actually heat embossed them in white. We're going to do a resist technique. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take our paintbrush, nice wide paintbrush, and again, your paintbrushes are included within your original Academy of Colour. We're just wetting all over that surface, and then we're taking our gold pen, which is from the Portraits box, our Marigold pen, which is also from the Portraits box, and then our Tawny, which is from your original box, so showing how they all work together really nicely. And then what we're just going to do is going to swipe some of the colour over, and you can see where we've got that those stamped and heat embossed images, that starts to resist that colour that we're adding down. If we want to just add a little bit more colour, just to make them pop out even more, we can scribble that onto our glass mat, and as that dries, the colour will intensify and we will see those stamped images that we've heat embossed onto that background even more. So it's just a different technique, so don't just always think about using your pens to sort of colour in your proper images, if you like. If you use your stamps, you can be creating your backgrounds with your pens as well, and that's something that Leanne will teach you in the lessons. It's not just colouring in stamped images, it's all your techniques as well, which are super fun to create. And as that dries, it will stand out a little bit more, and then we can sort of just buff off the colour from around some of the images. You can go in and add a little bit more colour if you want, sort of direct from your pen nib onto that image. And then we can just go back in with our water and blend that out a little bit more, and then that will deepen and intensify the colour that we've got onto there that little bit more. We're going to leave that to one side just for a moment to dry off, and we're going to bring in our focal point for this particular card. And what we're using for this one is we've actually stamped out our seahorse from that Seize the Day set that we've just been using for the background. And stamp this onto some of our watercolour card that's again included within that box. So you're not having to go elsewhere to get any of your watercolour card. It is all included within that collection. And what we're doing is we're laying some of those colours down. We're starting down with our Marigold, which is one of the colours that we use for that background. Scribble it onto our glass mat. Then all we're doing is we're using our fine paintbrush to pick up that colour from our glass mat, and then we're just going to blend that out onto our stamped image. So again, we've used our waterproof ink pad to stamp with, just to make sure that when we add our water onto this design, none of that ink, none of that stamp line is going to bleed at all. And we're going to get that perfect crisp line around our stamped image. And what I'm doing is I'm adding slightly darker tones towards the left hand side, so I'm going in now with a little bit of tawny along that left hand side, and then as we move towards the right hand side of that image, I'm adding in more water and I'm just blending it out so it's a little bit paler on that right hand side of the image. So really easy to build up your shade and tone, just using a couple of colours of pen. You can do this technique with just the one pen tone, so it is really easy to do. And if you don't have sort of all of the pens, perhaps you've only got the original box or you've just got the Portraits box, you can still get absolutely fabulous results and lots of shading and depth onto there as well. So we're just going to blend that out. We are probably going to speed this up in just a moment, but a really easy technique, just goes to show how simple and how quick it can be to build up your shading and your dimension using your aqua markers onto your stamped images. And one of the great things about using your aqua pens is that they're very forgiving. It sort of looks a lot more natural if you go outside the lines a little bit, make it a little bit more loose, a bit more sketchy. Gives you that real authentic watercoloured effect to your stamped images, rather than everything being sort of really perfect and within the lines. It works nicely to have it a little bit more rustic, if you like, a little bit more handmade looking.
Did you know that seahorses were generally that colour that you've used? Or was that just...
Oh, see, I was struggling the other night. I was prepping this demo and I couldn't quite think what is the right colour.
Well, I've just Googled it because I genuinely didn't know, and it says seahorses are usually yellow, orange, pink or grey, and they, again, I didn't know this, they change colour to blend in with their surroundings.
I didn't know that.
No,
that is, yeah, that's something definitely new for me.
There you go.
Interesting.
Learn something new every day.
But of course, when you're colouring your own images, you can go with whatever colour you like.
Exactly right.
Which is the beauty of it. So we'd carry on using that same sort of technique. I'd probably let that dry and then I'd go back in with some of the same colours just to really intensify and add more shading onto there. But with just the one layer, you can see we're already building up that depth and dimension, and it looks absolutely fabulous onto there very quick and easily. What we've done is we've carried on adding that depth, like I said, but what we've actually used is on those dots on his body, we've taken that fabulous opaque white pen that you actually get included within your original box, and we've just added the highlights onto those areas, onto the dots on his body, just to add a little bit more light, a bit more sort of those highlights onto there, makes it pop even more. And then we've just gone around the edges and we've fussy cut him out, just using a small pair of scissors just to cut him out of there like so. Then we're going to bring in our card base. So it's about 5.5 by 7 inches in size. White card base, of course, using that fabulous multi-purpose card. And you can get this size of card out of a piece of A4, but I actually use the A3 just because I can get then a couple of these card bases out of that size of cardstock. So it is super useful to have your larger format in your A3. So then we've got that piece that we created earlier, using our resist with our heat embossed, and then just adding our aqua pens onto the background. A super quick and simple technique, but it's really fun to create, and it gives you your own custom made pattern papers. So something a little bit different. You can't buy something like that in the shops. It's completely unique, and the beauty is every single time you create that, you'll get a different effect each and every time, which is sort of part of the fun of when you're creating your own backgrounds. No two will ever be the same, and it just gives your designs that little bit more interest. And we're going to add some foam tape onto the back of there, just a couple of rows of that for a little bit of dimension. And then we're going to pop that onto our card base on the right hand side, I think. I'll try and get it.
Got a result as well on the demo of the show.
Oh yeah?
It was a landslide win for one project.
Oh, is it?
90% of the votes, apparently.
Good grief.
Our Grace is saying 90%. That is a big, big win. I wonder if there'll be such a big win later on for the demo of the month. I wonder what it's going to be. Dunno.
I feel this might be a bit unfair, but we'll see. Anyway, back to my card.
Oh, sorry, back to your...
I feel somebody's stealing my limelight.
I don't know what you're talking about. How many have you got?
Very interesting. Not many, I don't
You're up on the board as well, so we're all good.
I've got a slight chance, but I feel I might be set up to fail a little bit here.
Well, if I keep begging.
I'm not too happy about, but anyway, back to the card. The nesting die that we've used on here is one of our inverted nesting dies. You will find these on the Shop the Day page. They are coming up on this evening's not Colour Me Happy, that's what we're doing now. I'm all distracted.
Because you're not in for the next show, are you?
I'm not. Our lovely Sharon Callis is Skyping in.
She is.
And then I'll be back for our second chance.
What are you doing for 5 hours then? You going for a run or?
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be making foam flowers actually.
Are you?
I am. Something's quite exciting is coming on in October. Obviously we've got our birthday.
Of course, that's here soon.
And I'm making a lot of flowers for some decorations for the birthday.
Okay.
So yeah, lots and lots of flowers to be made.
Say no more.
Very exciting though, planning it already. I mean, we're only in August, but it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Always is every year, but back
17
to the card.
this year, isn't it?
I know, can't believe it. It's amazing. But just in time, we've finished off our card, creating our own background with our heat embossed image onto there, using our lovely seahorse from the Seize the Day, and of course we had to get that pun on there when Ben's here. We've got to bring out all the puns for our cards, so Seize the Day, and that is our final demonstration of the show. But what won demo of the show?
That is the question. If you want that Hint of Classics collection on your screen now, £8.80 or £11.20 is the deal on that one. Double points for you as well. The winner of the demo of the show
is
90% of the vote.
Woo.
One.
Oh, the box.
Yeah.
When we thought the lid, I keep putting that upside down, I'm not quite sure why. The one when we thought the lid wasn't going to fit in, but it did. Oh,
absolutely.
Do love a good butterfly.
Thank you so much, Lily. So we will we'll catch you back here at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yeah, I'll be here.
Look forward to it. Second Chance Sunday coming your
too.
way from 6. And like Lily says, coming up in an hour's time, Sharon Callis is going to be here. She's going to be Skyping in for the show, and it is a masterclass all about her products, and there's some really great deals coming up for you. We've got the succulents on there, we've got the heartfelt wishes, florals on there too, and some discounts like you potentially have not seen before. So do make sure that you join us, and it'd be a great opportunity for you as well to fire some questions in to Sharon, to ask her about the collections, because of course she was the lady behind them. I'm sure she'd be delighted to answer any questions that you might have. In the meantime though, don't forget, check your emails, check that code which you will have there, the peel to reveal code which you can use. Don't forget double points as well, and of course don't forget the weekend super saver and these bags which have been flying out. I will catch you in an hour's time. Thanks for watching, and have a great hour or so. We'll see you back here very soon.